Well, several years ago, I was telling you about NASA had officially said that our atmosphere is shrinking or compressing. And I have here a whole bunch of pictures that prove the fact that our atmosphere is actually shrinking. And what we're looking at right now, oh, not right now, of course, because then you would know about it, but what we're looking at in the near future, a very foreseeable future, and then that comes on. That is straight line wind, sustained straight line winds, and also microbursts. So here you can see these clouds look like they're pretty low. Well, they are, but just wait. Look at that. They kind of give you an idea how bad the situation is. They're literally so low, it feels like you can hug them. Look at that. Don't you feel, I don't know if you even pay attention to this. If you are, doesn't that feel a little claustrophobic to you? It does to me. It's pretty insane. Good, you shut up. Good. And here, I'm somewhere out in the boonies. Don't know exactly where I'm at. We see Creedmoor, that would be Texas Toll Road 130. And that means I am coming from New Braunfels going towards Haslett, Texas, where is the rail. So the weather is going to get a little bad, and you can still see the clouds are very low. I got 63 pictures of this, and also want to say something else pretty scary. That is, someone shot at my truck. Yeah, I got the evidence. I'll show you. And then the weather got bad, and unfortunately my camera did not focus on in front of me. It focused on the raindrops on the windshield, but you can see it's pretty gross. And then we come out here on the other side where weather starting to get a little better. And that was the front, and now we finally got something in focus, but you can see almost leaking the ground. This is not all. We got clouds further down than that. Look at that. They're right on top of us. This is still on Texas Toll Road 130. And I think I'm on 35 now. Still going north. A little split in the clouds, but again, you can see how low they are. Pretty spectacular clouds we've had this week, but I don't like the alarming altitude of the clouds. That gives me an idea that it won't be long before that I'm grounded. Meaning I'm not driving my 18-wheeler, because if the wind speed is above 50 miles an hour, for sure 60 miles an hour, that's a no-no. You ain't going anywhere. Even if you're sitting still on a parking lot, 60 miles an hour wind can tip your truck, even if it's loaded. Just flip it over. If it hits perpendicular to your trailer, it's just going to flip you. But 50 miles an hour, I'm not going to go anywhere. That's dangerous. You will lose control over your rig very fast. If you get a wind gust of 50 miles an hour, you're going to sit over in the other lane, or maybe out on the shoulder, maybe in the ditch, before you get control over your vehicle, and then it's game over. And if I'm sitting in the right lane here, and the wind is coming this way, and I'm ending up here, I might clip a car and kill those in it because of the wind gust. Because there's nothing I can do about it. the wind is going to push me in that direction, no matter how much I try to countermeasure that impact of wind force. I cannot keep it in the lane with that high speed of wind. So imagine straight line winds sustained over 100 miles an hour. What's going to happen? Everything on the road is going to be blown off the road. Literally blown off the road. And it's going to be mass casualties because of that. This is no game. And again, this is southwest. You're still going towards Haslet. Look at the size of that thing. Oh man. This thing from bottom to top is around 4 miles high. That is a pretty big cloud. It's a pretty big system. Imagine that unleashes all this energy on us. Something like this. We're talking about a lot of rain. We're talking about a lot of wind. A lot of lightning. A lot of damage. And possibly hailstorm. And this is north. And here I'm at the split between 35W and 35E. I am headed towards Fort Worth. Haslet is in that direction. And as you can see, the clouds are big. They're low. But this is not low. And somewhere on 35E and 35W, weather turns from sunny to something like this. And then I'm finally at the rail, and then we're looking at something that is developing into an anvil. And we know what an anvil can produce. Some serious weather. Bad weather. But funny enough, nothing happened. It was just there, but nothing happened. It didn't have the right properties in the atmosphere, the pressure, to develop into a monster storm, but it could have. And here I'm in Oklahoma, and this is here where I'm beginning to get a little eerie. You see the clouds look like they're pretty low. Well, they freaking are. Look at that. It is really like I can stop my truck, crawl on top of my trailer, and tickle these clouds. I feel like I'm wrapped. Look at that. They're right in your face. If you don't notice that when you're driving, there's something wrong with you. You can't see it. Normally, the ceiling is between 1,000 feet to 1,200 feet for cumulus nimbus, meaning the bottom of the clouds. This one sitting right there is probably maybe 2 miles high. So that's a pretty big cloud, but this is way out in the distance. This one is very close to me. Look at that. It's like it's right in your face. Literally in your face. What the hell is that? That was a funny little thing there. What the heck? Yeah. What is that? That is a peculiar thing. See that? It really stands out. I don't know. That's strange. I'm on the toll road. I'm headed toward Paris. Coming out of Tulsa, getting on the toll road south. I can't remember the name of that toll road. Well, it's crossing over 69, US 69. It's starting in Henrietta, just before I-40, and then you go south towards Hugo, Oklahoma. It's a very beautiful trip out there. It is so freaking beautiful. Oh man, just gorgeous. And again, some more clouds. You can see how low they are. They're literally on top of you. It's getting pretty scary to think about. But this is an evidence of funny punch hole there. evidence of how low the clouds are, and it's evidence of what the hell is going on with the clouds. What is that? Another one. That is some strange stuff. Huh. Oh well. Um, to me, it's kind of scary because my livelihood, my income is weather dependent. And when I see this, oh, one too many, this kind of stuff where clouds are literally sitting at 500 to 600 feet above surface, then I know when I'm thinking about what NASA said several years ago that our atmosphere is compressing, shrinking, that the upper atmosphere is pressing down towards the ground. And I know the winds in the upper atmosphere, especially the jet stream, is moving with a much higher speed than at ground level. So I know what that means to me. That means I'll be grounded. I ain't going anywhere. And I won't dare going anywhere. It will kill me and others, perhaps. Most likely me. No, as soon as you flip your truck, well, you're in God's hand there because you don't know where you end up. You have no idea. It can be pretty bad. And here we got a rain shaft that is in Paris, Texas. I am headed towards Kimberly Clark in Paris, Texas, picking up some paper products going to California. No, Romeoville, Illinois. Normally, those are always Romeoville, Illinois. And it is coming down there. And over there on the other side, we've got a beautiful rainbow. It's not full, it's just this little sliver of it, but it's still a rainbow. And here again, the rain shaft. And here's a train. Not that there's anything to write home about here. There's no cloud in the sky. This is next day. Me going to Hazlitt. I'm in the city of Crum. And here again, the clouds are low, but not as remarkable as the day before, but they're still freaking low. I think I'm on 35 now. I have no idea where that is. It's somewhere. Oh, I think it's Gainesville. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, I think it's Gainesville, Texas. I'm going back to Paris to Kimberly Clark again the next day, and these pictures are from the next day. And the clouds looks like they got a little more altitude to them, but they don't. They're just because they're smaller, but they're still in the same altitude. And I talked to Shadow Burns. He had a show with Heidi Bagley where he used a couple of my pictures, and I got a little upset that he didn't mention me by name because he's using my product. But he had called me, he said, and I didn't see him call. But I can see it on my missed calls. And he actually said he wanted to talk to me about using those pictures and if I had permission. And I have said to you many times over the years that you can mirror anything I put on my channel as long as you give me credit for it, where you got the info from. Then I don't care. It's okay. Let's spread the info as far as wide as we can because that's important. The more people that know what's going on, the better for them and for everyone. Maybe we can, by that, help each other out a little. You get my point? Because we're all in the same sinking ship here. It don't matter. I mean, all this race crap that is going on right now, the CRT, critical race theory crap, that White House is having a 1.5 hour conference with the redhead Pisaki. I'm circled back to that, talking about transgender, how fantastic that is, and how much they appreciate it, and what they're going to back it up, and all this BS. I'm just of that opinion that I'm not cool with that our children have to grow up and think something like that is normal, because it's not. It's a mental illness that is residing in these people that wants to cut their penis off to become a woman and get fake tits and whatever. There's something mentally wrong with them. It's not because that um, it's just because, oh, I feel like a woman. It's bullshit. It's a mental illness, period. I don't care what you want to say about it. It's a mental illness. There's something wrong with you. You want to cut your penis off and become a woman? That means there's something bloody wrong with you, period. You need help before you cut your penis off. And I don't care what they say in the government in DC and what freaking if they're saying anywhere. What you are from birth, that is the sex you have. Period. And you have no business entering in as born as a boy into female sports and competing against female, knowingly that you are physically stronger than the females around you as your competitors. That's not okay. That's not fair game in a sports event, period. So I am, and as I've said, I'm not a Democrat, bloody not a liberal. I am not a Republican, but I am conservative. And I am for moral and values. And there's absolutely no morality in the so-called LGBT realm. What realm? Not in my world. And I can be very conservative on it. There's a little island, larger island, south of Alaska. Just put you all there. You can just go live out your dreams about being whatever you think you are. I don't care. As long as our children don't have to grow up watching this bullshit, these pride parades and whatever. I'm sorry. Excuse my language, but it's bullshit. I don't want to put up with that. You'll be glad I'm not president of this country. There will be no place found for you here. I don't accept that. I don't care. I don't accept it. And I will not accept it. I forgive you for whatever you're doing, but I will not accept it. I would make life super hard for you. Very hard for you. Very hard for you. Not meaning that you should be treated and bullied and, being beaten up by stupid idiots. Not stuff like that. But you want a job? Well, you have to simply, on your application, write yourself as the person you are from birth. You can't do that, you can't get a job. I'm sorry. I don't accept it. I won't accept it. I will never accept it. That's where I'm at on that. So all this schism that is going on in our society, I do not accept it. But I know where it comes from. It comes from the evil one. It comes from Satan, who is to destroy all morals and values, and you can just bloody do whatever you flipping want. Uh-uh. I should run for president, and this country would be looking way better. Oh, but Trump did such a good job. Screw him. He has not once given his condolences to what happened in Florida with the condo. No, he was whining about Giuliani's loss of his bloody license to practice law in Florida. Who gives a shit? People died in Florida. It's a tragedy. And Trump is no longer living in Florida. He moved to New Jersey so he can drink whiskey and smoke cigars with his bosom buddies, the elite. He's just one of them. You gotta wake up to that fact. Listen very carefully. These evil bastards in the Illuminati, in the Freemasons, and all the other groups of people with power and influence and in the public view, they have to do good stuff in public to cloak all the evil shit they're doing in the darkness. They're bound by that rule so that you do not get any suspicion of something ain't right. So what Trump was doing for 4 years was good stuff. Made everybody think and blah, 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 blah. Well, I got news for you. It was a ruse. And you know what that ruse was? I can't hear you. Of course you can't. Because I'm speaking to you. That ruse was for the intelligence agencies to find out who is Trump supporters, who is so-called right-wing extremists, so they can pinpoint, and when the time comes, they will sort you out. They will track you down, they will find you, they will either eliminate you or they will put you in a re-education camp, as Clinton has suggested that all conservatives should be placed in. I mean, as I said last week, it's an open book test. On page 1, you have all the questions. On page 2, and the book is laid out open. Question 1. Is Trump a true patriot American? Answer, no. That was on page 2. That's the world we're living in right now. It's right in your face. But in the end, it's between you and our Father in heaven. Question is, what do you choose? Do you choose to be a flipping stupid liberal? Just go along with the program and follow downstream? Or are you going to go against the grain? Be a true American, true patriot, believing and upholding moral and values that this country originally was founded on. Even though that we know that all these founders were Freemasons, they still had an idea. And that idea they write down in the Constitution, which is what has made this country what it is today. And now we're letting bloody liberals, communists, ruin that. And you're just watching. Evil flourish when good men look on and do nothing. And that don't mean you have to resort to violence to do something. All it needs is we say, enough. We the people hereby demand your resignation. You have misused, abused your powers that we have given you and trusted you. You are to leave Washington, D.C. at this moment, right now, or you will be prosecuted by we the people for treason against the United States of America. It is really that simple. But that's where the devil has worked his wonders in this country. He has perfectly divided and conquered this great nation. He's very clever. And I can assure you, he is smarter than you are. As long as you do not listen to your Father in heaven, he's winning. Sorry, that's the fact. As long as you do not listen and believe that our Father in heaven is the reason for why you have breath, you are going to lose. You're going to believe a lie, and they're lying to you all the time, and you're still believing it. As Hitler said, if you tell a lie often enough, that lie will become truth. Let that sink in for a moment. Next picture. Enough politics. And again, we got a front coming in, but it didn't hit Texas. It only hit Tulsa, and it got freaking rain. It was bad news for them. Again, super low clouds. It's bloody scary looking. This is Paris. That's at Kimberly-Clark. Very bad. Super low. And on my way home, you see that we got the halo. I'm on my way to my car and I see this. That's next day. Clouds still low. Very low. Crabby looking weather. Often looks like that, unfortunately. And don't know why I took that picture. I just did. I think I sent it to my wife. Look, I am crossing into Louisiana. And then I came to the city of Sulphur. Already been sitting for 50 minutes in an accident in the town of Vinnie in Texas on I-10 going towards Port Allen, Louisiana. And according to radio chatter, stupid Volvo trucker wanted to beat traffic before the lanes went from 3 lanes to 2 lanes because of construction. It did not work out too good for him. He crashed into the concrete barrier that divides east and west lanes, and he blocked the entire road. Idiots. There's too many truck drivers out there, unfortunately. Professional drivers are beginning to become a rare species. So here I'm in Sulphur, and another accident on I-10 East, sitting there for 2 hours because some stupid pickup driver and his camping wagon is running faster than is actually advisable for a camping wagon, and he's flipping his bloody camping wagon over, and all his goods is spilled out on the road. This picture here I just showed you is taken through my binoculars because I was too far away for a good shot with the camera, my phone camera, but it's right over here. And I take another picture, and camping wagon is right there. That little square there is the camping wagon. That's the bridge at Lake Charles. And I take another picture of it. You can see more and more emergency vehicles are arriving. People are starting to go against the traffic, getting over the grass and going up the on-ramp to get around it so they can get ahead. It's 4th of July weekend traffic, so people wants to get somewhere. And unfortunately, someone in a pickup truck and a camping wagon had their 4th of July weekend ruined. And here is the bottom of the camping wagon. And here's the camping wagon been raised up. And then I come by the camping wagon, and there's the pickup truck totaled, and his camping wagon totaled, and some 50 feet behind here, everything from inside this camping wagon is just scooped up in a pile, destroyed. So that goes their 4th of July weekend. That's sad. People are in a hurry, getting nowhere, unfortunately, and it's becoming a big problem. You need to slow down out there. You need to simply go speed limit. If you can't go faster than the traffic moves, stay in your lane. Don't do anything rash. Don't weave in and out of lane. Don't think you can beat it to it, because you can't. All you're doing is creating shockwaves of problems behind you. That's all you do. You're creating more problems than you're actually solving. Stay in your bloody lanes and go the flow the traffic allows. You can do that. We can all get there. We can all get there safe and alive. Okay? Period. Next slide. Shutting down in Oberlausers. Before I'm headed towards Pineville, I had my trip changed from Port Ellen to Pineville. Procter & Gamble picking up some soap for all the liberals over in California so they can get their dirty laundry fixed. They surely need that. So, take a picture of the sunset, showing my wife, this is my location right now. So, next morning, driving toward Pineville on I-49, this is what I see. Super low, thin clouds, which I call molecular clouds, because this is not clouds, this is something artificial. It looks not real, right? It almost looks like a cartoon. So, here, I realize that probably happened somewhere between me in Sulphur, Louisiana on I-10 until next morning. I didn't hear it for some reason. Maybe it happened while I slept. I noticed this on my windshield. This is sitting 3 inches from my company's onboard camera. That is in case of accidents, anything that the computer register as unsafe or accident related. I discovered this, and I am looking at it, and I am concluding that this is not a regular rock chip, a tire flicked off of rock from the road and up on my windshield. How can I prove that? Well, this is the second picture of it. Here's the other one. I just had a new windshield a few months ago placed in my truck. I was in Tulsa, and I had a car passing me, and then bam, I could hear it, of course. You can hear a rock hitting glass. You heard it in your own car. So what happens is I'm being hit by a rock, and the impact speed is probably around I'm going 65 when this happens, and the rock is flicked up against me. So maybe the impact speed from the rock and me put together is around 100 miles an hour. You can see that there's a very controlled chip off. I've actually been out and feeling with my fingers on it. It's very smooth indent of chip uh, brought off the glass. So it's not illegal. It's not significant. It does not pose a safety risk. But this one, where the heck are you? Lost track of you. This one is completely different. If you look very closely on this picture here, this is where I believe someone shot at my truck, or maybe someone was shooting and a bullet hit their target and it unfortunately hit me. You can see that we have a star pattern streaks, cracks in my windshield, and I have a complete disintegration of the structure of the glass here. Plus I have a discoloration in the glass, which I believe is a lead residue from the impact scraped off the bullet. I have a complete crushing of the glass here. So why am I saying that this is a bullet? Well, I looked it up. I looked many things up to make absolutely sure that before I say anything that I actually know what I'm talking about. And what I'm seeing is the exact same. I see the same star pattern, the total disintegration of the glass itself, the smashing of the glass. So what I don't know is did someone intentionally shoot at my truck while I was driving, or was it a stray bullet from someone shooting, missed the target, or what? You see, it's the same signature, exactly the same signature. There's no question about it. Look at that. It's the same. So maybe someone was pissed off at me because a lot of people don't like truck drivers. And I'm not out there to annoy anybody. I'm out there to do my job and make sure that you get your coffee and your diapers and your toilet paper to wipe your sorry butts. And do it safely. But here, on this image, let's zoom it out. You can see here, if I zoom in a little, you can see a complete destruction and a dark spot that indicates to me that I have a lead residue sitting in the glass, shattered glass. This is not a rock chip. It's nowhere near the other image I showed you. There's no resemblance. Here we got a significant star pattern, a complete destruction of the glass into small, tiny pieces. totally pulverized. And this is exactly the same you see on these images. So something hit me with a very high velocity, and I know a rock can't do that. It can only come from one thing, and that's from a firearm. So what I don't know is, did someone intentionally, this is probably the best example, look at that. So why is it not showing the picture? Why is it opening a bloody PDF? There, you see that? That image? Can't even save it. Do something else so you can see it better. Control plus. See that? It's the exact same. No difference between them. I got hit by a bullet. Right on top of my head. Had that one penetrated, it would not have hit me. It was above my head, but I would probably have glass in my eyes. And then I would crash. All it takes is one time you blink, which you will naturally do if you get something in your eye. And I have some severe damage to my eyes. There is no difference between them. They're the same. So I don't know if this was an attempt on my person or a stray bullet from a shooting range or someone shooting at each other, or it was just someone passing on I-49 shooting their guns off in towards the parked trucks just for the fun of it, because there are people out there that are shooting street signs. So maybe they missed the street sign and this bullet hit my windshield instead while I was asleep. I don't know. I really don't know. So that's a little creepy. I've looked at YouTube videos, how it looks, bullet hitting glass videos. Find out. Let's see. Bullet hitting windshield. Because the windshield is a little more resilient than regular glass. So let's see what we can find out. You can see that there's some images here. It's the same. But again, I can't say if anybody intentionally tried to shoot at me, or it's just a stray bullet, or whatever. Rocks versus bullets. I look at window damage. So if I go in here and go down here and then take the other picture, that's the same one. It'll be that one. You can clearly see there's a distinct difference, right? It's not even close to each other. So it'll be But if you're hitting a side window, that is only one layer window. A windshield is a two-layer window. So it has a lot more strength. And here you're hitting a glass that is actually designed to go into 1,000 small pieces. The windshield is not designed to do that. All other windows in your vehicle, rear windows, side windows, are designed to shatter in tiny squarish pieces. But the windshield is not. It's made out of two pieces to provide safety. They're standing on a very short range shooting at the windows. That really don't count. See there? This is not penetration, but it's close. Because this is bulletproof glass, but it's still the same. So that's pretty much what I have for this presentation. Yeah, I like him. He's crazy. Just watch this video, him shooting an oxygen tank. He's nuts. This is what I'm interested in, how deadly is the copperhead, because we got a shitload of them where I live. So, yeah, that's what I have to say. This glass is completely shattered. I actually have to get my windshield replaced again, because these streaks here, they're eventually gonna creep. Right now it's legal, but I can drive down the road and get on some very bumpy road, and the vibrations is going to all of a sudden. I have one of these streaks running all the way to the edge of the windshield. And I know for a fact that according to DOT regulation, I am driving illegal. I have to replace my windshield. And that goes for personal vehicles too. If you have a crack in your windshield that is closer than 2 inches to the edge of your window, your windshield is illegal. You have a streak, crack, going from somewhere on your windshield further in than the 2 inches from the edge, streaking out one of these cracks to the edge of the windshield, your windshield is illegal. You have to replace it. That's law. But they're more strict with semi-trucks. This one is fortunately 5 inches from the edge of the window. I got a streak going that way. That's towards the edge, the closest edge. You see that? This is up where the edge is. These dots. So I'm very close. I am legal right now. I can drive with that, but I know these are gonna creep. I just need the right vibrations or another thing hitting my windshield in the same vicinity, making a shock wave in the glass, and it's just gonna fan out, and then I have to stop, call it in, return the truck to shop and have it fixed. So when I get this fixed, that will be my 4th windshield in 1 year replaced. This is getting old. But this I'm not freaking happy with. This is high velocity hitting my windshield. No question about it. Complete destruction of the integrity of the glass into tiny, tiny little fragments. A rock cannot do that. It's not moving fast enough to compress the glass so much. You have to have something that is moving at least 500 feet per second to have this destruction on your glass. So I don't know. Stray bullet or someone intentionally shot at me. I don't know. It's still creepy. It still freaks me out a little. But I am glad I am armed and ready. I've been ready for a long time. You want to do me harm? I will do whatever it takes to do your harm first. That's where I stand. Self-defense. Over and out. God bless you.